Hi there, and welcome to this video on GCSE Biology for the AQA Specification, focusing on plant disease and in particular on plant defence responses. I'm Shumina from StudyMind, where we help you revise GCSE Biology with our helpful video tutorials, tailored to your subject, your specification, and to you. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button. Whilst you are watching, please leave any comments below if you're unsure about anything, and let us know if it's your first time watching our videos so we can send you our free revision materials. We also have helpful timestamps below for each part of the video to help guide you through the specification. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to tutorial 3.3.2 on plant defence responses. So last time we had a look into how we can identify plant disease, and we also had a look at a couple of examples, so tobacco mosaic virus, black spot and aphids. And then we also moved on to have a look at iron deficiencies, so specifically nitrate deficiencies and magnesium deficiencies. So do go back to rewatch that or watch it for the first time if this is the tutorial that you're starting on. So these are our key learning objectives for today and the relevant specification points. So first of all, let's have a look at plant defences. So just like humans, plants have developed natural defence systems to fight against infection. And these have evolved over many generations through natural selection. And remember, natural selection is the process of survival of the fittest. So the plants that have developed the most advanced defence systems will be more likely to survive and reproduce and pass on the genes for these defence systems to their offspring. And therefore we're going to see these adaptations developing over many generations through this process of natural selection. So let's have a look at some specific examples of how plants may defend themselves. So cellulose cell walls form a physical barrier between the cells and the pathogens, thus protecting against infection. So this is the cell wall structure, and just bear in mind that animal cells don't have a cell wall, animal cells just have a cell membrane. So this in fact provides an extra layer of protection for plant cells. Plants may also possess waxy cuticles, so leaves have this thick waxy cuticle, and it prevents entry of pathogens into the leaf by forming basically a physical barrier. And it also has other roles, so the waxy cuticle also prevents water loss. So not only is it involved in defence against pathogens, but also it prevents water loss. So often you'll find that many adaptations of any kind of living organism will have multiple functions in order to maximally benefit that organism. And the bark protects the stems. So plants have layers of dead cells around their stems, and this is used also as a physical barrier to protect against infection. So you can kind of think of the waxy cuticle in the bark equivalent to the skin of humans. So they're all physical barriers that basically prevent entry of a pathogen into your internal environment. So here's a summary of these three physical defences and how they function to prevent infection of a plant. And just bear in mind that different parts of the plant can have varying structures, so there can be different physical defences. So, for example, the bark in the stems is a specific defence for the stems, whereas it's not going to be defending the leaves of the plant. So, different parts of the plant have to have their own adaptive structures that protect them. So there's also chemical plant defences, so antibacterial chemicals, which are secreted by plants in order to kill bacterial pathogens. And different plant species will secrete different types of these antibacterial chemicals. And humans actually do something similar. So for example, in our tears, we have antimicrobial chemicals to protect against infection. Also, some plants produce poisons to protect against herbivores, and remember, herbivores are just animals that eat plants, so in order to prevent themselves from getting eaten, they might produce a poison that is toxic to the animal. And just bear in mind that in the exam, the question might mention a species of plant that you've never heard of before, but honestly you don't need to panic because it's not requiring you to have any previous knowledge on that specific species. It just wants you to be able to apply these physical and chemical defences that we've just gone through to any plant species because it's relevant across the population of plants. And as well as physical and chemical plant defences, there are also mechanical defences. So some plants might have thorns and hairs, so for example cacti have thorns, and this can physically deter herbivores from eating the plant. Some plants might have leaves that droop or curl when touched, which can physically push insects off the plant. And also some plants adopt mimicry, so basically they mimic features of, for example, a dangerous species, or perhaps even in other cases mimicry can be used by plants to mimic a female partner. So for example, some flowers can mimic a female partner of a pollinating insect, which then attracts that insect and helps to increase pollination. So whilst mimicry can be used to scare away predators, it can also be used to the plant's direct advantage by attracting insects and increasing pollination. So that's all for today's lesson. We've covered quite a few simple points in the last two sessions, but do go back and make notes, especially on those easy kind of one marker type questions that you just need to commit to memory and don't really require a thorough scaling down really. They're just simple definitions that you can learn. For example, the physical defences, the chemical plant defences, the mechanical adaptations. So perhaps making a revision product or two might help. So well done for today's session, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks for watching this free video from StudyMind. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to catch our newest videos by clicking below, and leave a comment on a topic you'd like a video on. Click here to watch more videos in our series for GCSE Biology, or visit our website studymind.co.uk for free past paper compilations by topic and specification.